country registers record 164 coronavirus deaths and 9,964 positive cases. Both are the highest numbers in a single day, with an infection rate of 29.3%. Ongoing countrywide strict lockdown extended till July 14 in view of present corona situation. Law enforcement agencies seem very stringent in implementing lockdown. Collecting corona vaccines as top priority, a clear reflection of Sheikh Hasina government's deep and permanent commitment to the people, says Obaidul Qadir. BNP gets angry as Prime Minister speaks of unpleasant truth in the Parliament, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Death toll from military plane crash in the Philippines rises to 50. And Brazil to face Peru tomorrow morning in the first semi-final of Copa America football. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center. I am Imtiaz Ahmed Siddiqui. You just heard the headlines. Let's move on to the details of those and other stories. Bangladesh today registered record 164 coronavirus deaths, the highest in a single day since its first detection on March 8 last year. Highest 9,964 fresh cases were also reported during the same period. Directorate General of Health Services DGHS in its routine daily statement today said the death toll has risen to 15,229 from coronavirus and the tally of infections has risen to 9,54,881. The recovery count rose to 8,39,082 after another 5,185 patients recovered today. The statement said 29.30% of 34,002 samples tested positive. DGHS statistics showed people infected from the beginning, 87.87% recovered and 1.59% died. The statement said of the 164 deaths, 4 is between 21 to 30 years, 12 are between 31 to 40 years, 18 are between 41 to 50 years, 47 are between 51 to 60 years, while 83 are above 60 years. 109 out of the 164 people died were male, while 55 were female. DGHS informed that 40 people died in Dhaka Division, 18 died in Chattogram Division, 16 died in Rajshahi Division, 55 in Khulna Division, 9 died in Borishal Division, 8 died in Sylhet Division, 16 in Rangpur Division and 2 died in Mymensingh Division. Meanwhile, the government has extended the ongoing lockdown till midnight of July 14 by enhancing more 7 days from July 7. A cabinet division released today said the ongoing curb has been extended till July 14 midnight, increasing 7 more days from July 7 midnight, considering the present worst novel coronavirus situation. All the previous instructions will remain effective during the extended lockdown period. Even the government has asked the concerned authorities, including the Armed Forces Division, to take necessary actions during this time. Earlier, the government had decided to impose a nationwide week-long complete lockdown from July 1. Infection and mortality rate of coronavirus has been increasing further in bordering districts of the country for the last few days. 55 people died in Khulna Division, while 16 in Rajshahi Division during the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, countrywide week-long lockdowns are continuing for the 5th day today. In Dhaka and Chattogram divisions, roads and highways are experiencing heavy pressure of private cars, covered vans and motorbikes. Even the strict lockdown is in force. Members of law enforcing agencies including Army, BGB and RAB are continuing tireless efforts to bring the unnecessary movement of vehicles and people under control by carrying out mobile courts and setting up of checkposts across the country. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said the arrangement of vaccines with the highest priority is just a manifestation of a strong commitment of Sheikh Hasina's government to people of the country. He said this at the regular briefing at his official residence today. Mentioning that there is no alternative to raise awareness everywhere to tackle the surge of the deadly coronavirus, Obaidul Qadir says the highest safety measures must be ensured for the sake of saving lives. Awami League General Secretary went on to say that it is natural to react abnormally when facts surface about those who do politics with falsehoods. Obaidul Qadir termed the allegation of BNP imaginative that Khaleda Zia was sentenced in a fabricated case out of political vengeance. He said BNP knew well that the cases were filed by the caretaker government, not in the regime of Sheikh Hasina.
করোনার ভ্যাকসিন নিয়ে বিএনপি অপরাজনীতি ব্যর্থ হতে চলেছে। ইতিমধ্যে দেশে এসে পৌঁছেছে প্রায় ৪৫ লাখ ডোজ। সময় মতো আরো ভ্যাকসিন আসবে। দেশের অধ্যক্ষ শেখ হাসিনার কূটনৈতিক দক্ষতা এবং দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে প্রয়োজনীয় সংখ্যক ভ্যাকসিন সংগ্রহে বাংলাদেশ পিছিয়ে নেই। পৃথিবীর বিভিন্ন দেশ যখন ভ্যাকসিন সংগ্রহে মরিয়া হয়ে ছুটছে, তখন দেশের জন্য সর্বোচ্চ অগ্রাধিকার দিয়ে ভ্যাকসিন সংগ্রহ দেশের জনগণের প্রতি শেখ হাসিনার সরকারের ডিপ অ্যান্ড অ্যাবাইডিং কমিটমেন্টের সুস্পষ্ট প্রতিফলন। বেগম জিয়াকে রাজনৈতিক প্রতিহিংসার কারণে সাজানো মামলা সাজা দেওয়া হয়েছে। বিএনপির এ ধরনের অভিযোগের জবাব আমরা আগেও দিয়েছি। বিএনপি ভালো করেই জানে এই মামলা শেখ হাসিনা সরকার করেনি। তত্ত্বাবধায়ক সরকারের করা মামলা আইনগত প্রক্রিয়ার মধ্য দিয়ে আদালতে সাজা হয়েছে। এখানে রাজনৈতিক প্রতিহিংসার কোনো বিষয় নেই। আওয়ামী লীগ রাজনৈতিক প্রতিহিংসায় বিশ্বাসী নয়, বরং বিএনপি এদেশে প্রতিহিংসা রাজনীতির পথ প্রদর্শক।
Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said BNP is reacting abnormally as Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina raised some facts in the Jatiyo সংসদ. He made the comment in response to a query from journalists after a meeting with newly elected leaders of Secretariat Reporters Forum at the Secretariat today. The resignation of BNP's two central leaders has stoked fleeing from the party, added Dr. Hassan Mahmood. He went on to say that many leaders had joined the BNP to enjoy the leftover of power.
মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেব কয়েকদিন আগে বলেছিলেন যে পলায়ন শব্দ নিয়ে একটি কথা বলেছিলেন উনি। তো বিএনপি থেকে যেভাবে দুইজন কেন্দ্রীয় কমিটির দুজন সদস্য পদত্যাগ করলো, এতে মনে হচ্ছে বিএনপি থেকে এখন পলায়ন শুরু হয়েছে। আর তিনি যে বহতা নদীর মতো বলছেন, হ্যাঁ, বিএনপি একসময় একটা বহতা নদী ছিল, যেই নদী এখন শুকিয়ে গেছে, মরে গেছে। মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী কিছু অপ্রিয় সত্য কথা সংসদে বলেছেন যে জিয়াউর রহমান অস্ত্রের জোরে ক্ষমতা দখল করে তারপর ক্ষমতার উচ্ছিষ্ট বিলিয়ে দল গঠন করেছিলেন এবং ক্ষমতায় থেকে সেই উচ্ছিষ্ট বিলিয়ে দল গঠন করে তিনি রাজনীতি করছেন। অর্থাৎ এই রাজনৈতিক দলটির জন্মই হচ্ছে অবৈধ, যেটি হাইকোর্টও রায়ে বলেছে। আর ক্ষমতার উচ্ছিষ্ট বিলিয়ে দল গঠন করেছেন এটি বলাতে মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেবদের গাত্র দেওয়া হচ্ছে। এটা খুবই স্বাভাবিক, কারণ মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সহ বিএনপির প্রথম সারির নেতারা সবাই অন্য দল করতেন। ক্ষমতার উচ্ছিষ্ট গ্রহণ করার জন্য মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর, তারপর খন্দকার মোশাররফ হোসেন, তারপর রিজভী আহমেদ সহ এরা সবাই ক্ষমতার উচ্ছিষ্ট গ্রহণ করার জন্য বিএনপিতে যোগ দিয়েছিল। এটি বলাতে তাদের গাত্র দেওয়া হচ্ছে।
The resignation of BNP's two central leaders has stoked fleeing from the party, he added. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mokbul Hussain, Secretariat Reporters Forum President Topon Bishwash and General Secretary Masoodul Haq, among others, spoke. Agriculture Minister Dr. Mohammad Abdul Razak has said all preparations are being taken to host successfully the 36th Asia and Pacific Regional Conference APRC of UN Food and Agriculture Organization FAO to be held in Dhaka next March. He said this at a virtual meeting today with FAO Assistant Director General and Regional Representative Jong Jin Kim regarding the preparation for the conference. Senior Secretary of the Agriculture Ministry Mohammad Misbahul Islam was present. Chief of Administration of Regional Office of FAO Kazumi Ikeda Larhead, 36th APRC Conference Secretary David Doy, FAO Bangladesh Representative Robert D. Simpson were connected through virtual platform. The 36th Asian Pacific Regional Conference of FAO will be held in Dhaka on March 8 through 11 in 2022. Now international news. At least 50 people were killed and dozens injured yesterday when a Philippine military aircraft carrying troops crashed and burst into flames after missing the runway in the country's south. Nearly 100 people, most of them recent Army graduates, were on the C-130 Hercules transport plane, which was trying to land on Jolo Island in Sulu province. It was one of the country's deadliest military aviation accidents. 49 military personnel and 4 civilians were also injured and taken to hospital. 5 members of the military are still missing. COVID-19 global death toll surpassed 39,95,000 and total corona case tally rose to 18,47,06,000. The United States, the worst corona-affected country in the world, has now more than 3,45,92,000 confirmed cases and over 6,21,000 deaths. Meanwhile, the death toll in India climbed to about 4,03,000 and the total tally of COVID-19 cases is about 3,05,85,000. Any foreign troops left in Afghanistan after NATO's September withdrawal deadline will be at risk as occupiers, warns Taliban. It comes amid reports that 1,000 mainly U.S. troops could remain on the ground to protect diplomatic missions and Kabul's international airport. NATO's 20-year military mission in Afghanistan has all but ended. But violence in the country continues to rise, with the Taliban taking more territory. Under a deal with the militant group, the U.S. and its NATO allies agreed to withdraw all troops in return for a commitment by the Taliban not to allow Al-Qaeda or any other extremist group to operate in the areas they control. And now, sports news. Defending champion Brazil will face Peru in the first semi-final tomorrow morning in the Copa America football tournament. The match will start at 5 a.m. Bangladesh Standard Time tomorrow at Estadio Nilton Santos in Rio de Janeiro. Brazil played a total of 49 matches against Peru and won 35 matches. Peru won 5 matches. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. Country registers record 164 coronavirus deaths and 9,964 positive cases. Both are the highest numbers in a single day, with an infection rate of 29.3%. Ongoing countrywide strict lockdown extended till July 14 in view of present corona situation. Law enforcement agencies seem very stringent in implementing lockdown. Collecting corona vaccines as top priority. A clear reflection of Sheikh Hasina government's deep and permanent commitment to the people, says Obaidul Qadir. BNP gets angry as Prime Minister speaks of unpleasant truth in the Parliament, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Death toll from military plane crash in the Philippines rises to 50. And Brazil to face Peru tomorrow morning in the first semi-final of Copa America football. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us. Our next bulletin is coming up at 11:30 in Bangla. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.